Anyway, we met these lovely people, 3 much older doctors than I was, and they said they want somebody for 4 months, and that's why they're paying a little bit more. So I said, no, I can't come here for 4 months. I've got 2 children, I'll come for a year. Anyway, we settled on 8 months. And each of them each one wanted me to be a month to get used to the practice, and then each one wanted to take a month's holiday. So we settled on 8 months. Anyway, after each one had his holiday, they came to me and they said, would you like to stay here? I said, yes, I feel very comfortable here. And these 3 were nature's gentlemen, and they took me in as a partner. And this place where we weren't going to stay under any circumstances, we lived for some 14 years, and we had a wonderful, wonderful life. But during this time, we knew that at some time we had to make Aliyah. And all of a sudden, having this good life, I find that I'm 45 years old. And if I don't, and I have 2 more children, that's right, correct. So, if I don't make a move now, it won't happen. So, okay. So in spite of having spent 2 vacations in Palestine in the 40s, and little bit more than half a year in Israel in 1948, I knew very little about Israel in the 60s. But Mickey, through her visa work, was much more afraid of what the challenge was. Now, I'm a very naive fellow. We came to Israel to have a look around, and you hear just what you want to hear. What they tell you about the difficulties you don't want to hear. You don't listen. You hear it, but you don't listen. And the thing that struck me most, what I wanted to hear, is they told me that don't worry about the children. The children, they go with the swing. Which of course is the biggest lot of nonsense that the shlichim are ever telling anybody. Anyway, in spite of this disadvantage, we went to the Ulpan. I didn't know any Hebrew. Mickey could read and write and find her place in the Siddur. And she is in Kita Bet. Now I want to go to Kita Aleph because I don't know. So the teacher says, it's a shame that you aren't together. You're an academician. You'll learn in no time. In no time you'll catch up with the rest of the people. But that is one of the biggest mistakes I made in my life. Because after 6 weeks, I was in a deep depression. Everybody was learning and could speak, and I couldn't. But I can't go into a long story, but a miracle happened. And I got a job as an anesthetist in Hadera Hospital. And all of a sudden, from a depressed person, I became normal. Because there, at night, sometimes you worked, sometimes you didn't work, and the people helped me with my homework, and we started to learn a little bit of Hebrew, which was the biggest break I had when coming here. Eventually, after 5 months, we go to Haifa. Why Haifa? Because it was near the sea, and it was a university town, and I got a job all through friends at the Rambam Hospital. But obviously, after some time, you discover that you can't really live with 4 children on the salary of a not so high-grade anesthetist in Rambam Hospital. And with the help of lots of people, eventually started a practice. And we had 35 good years in Haifa. But then it was so good that I decided that while we're both together and enjoying life, it's time to make a move. And it took me, after having booked the place here when the place opened, it took me another 2 years to get Mickey to agree, with the help of Myron and Sylvia Weinberg. Eventually, we come to Protea, and here we find friends, the Unas and the Guris from Haifa, and Myron and Sylvia, and Felicia and Benny, and that makes our klita in this place so much easier, because by that time we aren't making new friends so easily. And the only problem, of course, of getting so old is that you lose friends on the way. And the rate of losing friends in the last 10 years have increased to what we were accustomed to. And now, this is the price that we had to pay, that we don't have many more friends around us. Now, I was going to tell you something else, but I think I've forgotten. That's right. My glasses, my hearing aids, everything. Anyway, I've got it all fixed, but something happened. I prepared a nice speech last night, and in cleaning up my desk, I tore up the wrong papers. So, and this is, I warn you, this is what happens. The mind doesn't work very well, the body doesn't work very well, but this is what there is. And I only wish that all of you will be so happy and continue living in this very wonderful place with its electric wires, making us live so long in good health. So thanks again for coming.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear